at the Brandland Cricket Academy against Winwoods, but that game ended in a no result due to rain. Down the leg side again, missing out this time. That's wide signal by umpire Willoughby. Feels extra of the morning. As I say good morning to Ms. Shakira Selman.
Good morning, Visham. Good morning, viewers. Beautiful day here at Sir Frank Worrell Field. Round 4 of the West Indies under 19 Rising Stars Women's Championship.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams needing a victory, Shakira. Barbados skipper Erin Dean would have said she's confident of getting that victory. Janelle Diaz has said the same. But of course, today one of them going to get that much needed victory. Hopefully the rain stays away.
Yeah, we would hope for a full contest, not affected by rain today. And it is the two teams at the bottom of the table. Both teams, like you said, are confident someone will take a W at the end of today. Loud appeal, not out, says the umpire.
Yeah, and I think this opening partnership of Barbados will play a key role for them. It needs to. And Kalinda is someone who needs to stand up. She's an experienced player, no doubt about that.
Yeah, certainly. She would have represented Barbados for the last 2 years at the senior level. And this year in particular, she was given lots of opportunities. She also was a part of that West Indies under 19 team that played in that inaugural World Cup in South Africa. So lots for Asabi calendar to do, lots for this Barbados side to do. The end of the first over, Barbados 5 without loss.
Yes, certainly. And a number of the women involved in this tournament, of course, you would have seen them around the setup for quite a while. Not just in the Barbados setup, but all of the teams. And Anisha Miller seems to be coming into the attack from the commentary booth end. She would have had a good tournament as well, the off spinner. Not sure how much you would have seen of her, Shakira.
Yeah, I've actually only seen her once, which was the last game that Jamaica played here against Trinidad and Tobago. She did open the bowling for this Jamaica side as well, albeit changing ends today. She sank down a pretty economical spell. She did account for a wicket as well in that game. It's pretty steady. Tries to bowl the ball straight at the stumps. So she attacks the stumps very often, hoping that the batters miss. She will be bowling with this new ball, which you can expect will not turn a lot. And sometimes she's able to outfox batters who play for turn.
Yeah, not much to an offer for her in this tournament. Or maybe, as you said, she doesn't spin the ball that much. But what she does well is keep the ball straight. So let's see what she comes up with this morning.
And she will be bowling to Elysia Bowman, who's been promoted to the top of the order. Bowman has gotten a few starts for Barbados. Unfortunately, she hasn't been able to carry on to get Barbados over the line.
Speaking about start, that's a good start from Miller. Yeah, a knock needed from Bowman.
And the challenge for Elysia Bowman would be playing with a straight bat for as long as possible. She does hit the ball down the ground very nicely, but ever so often she's tempted to go across the line and she tries to play that sweep shot, and she was dismissed LBW on a few occasions going across the line.
I need to be careful as well playing that sweep shot, especially when you're up against a spinner who's bowling that slow as well.
Yeah, certainly. And for someone who can hit the ball so good down the ground, I've always tried to ask her not to go across the line whenever I've done work with her. Good start by Anisha Miller. We were talking about how good she was with the ball last game. She sank down 4 overs and got 2 for 16. Unfortunately, she could not get rid of captain of that Trinidad and Tobago team, Samara Ramnath. That proved to be the difference in that encounter.
So you're seeing a different approach here from her. Normally she Just pulls back her length a bit, but mixing it up nicely at the start. Bowman not being able to get the ball away just yet.
Starts with a maiden, in fact. So perfect start for Anisha Miller and this Jamaica side. Barbados remain on 5 without loss at the end of 2.
Speaking a bit earlier about that no result game that Barbados would have had against Windward Islands. And at the end of the first innings, I believe Windward would have scored 74. And Barbados would have headed into that second innings thinking, hey, we can get 75 to win. But in the end, the rain proving to be a deciding factor.
Yeah, certainly. I'm sure the Barbados team would have been disappointed. They would have felt at that halfway stage that it was an opportunity for them to get a win on the board. Unfortunately, that game was affected by rain, and Barbados did not have a chance to chase the total. But they were given an opportunity to win again. Bowlers did well to keep Guyana to 57. Unfortunately, Barbados fell short by 5 runs. Only got to 52 before being bowled out. So it is an opportunity for the Barbados batters to step up, to put a score on the board for their bowlers to defend. Wide signal by the umpire, work for the fielder to do from deep third. Does well. Abigail Bryce into the attack. So just 1 over for Campbell. She's replaced by vice captain Abigail Bryce. Changing tactics from this Jamaica side. Going to Bryce a lot earlier than they have all tournament long. She's also bowling from the far end today. Attempts a drive outside off stump, misses. So she's been beaten on a few occasions outside the off stump. Alicia Bowman. A heavily packed offside field. Deep third, backward point, cover point, extra cover, and mid off, all on the offside. There is a deep fine, sharp backward square, a very square mid wicket, and a mid on the leg side.
Bryce would have had an excellent start to her tournament. I think the entire lineup when it comes to the bowling for Jamaica, they've done well over the last 3 rounds of matches. And I think it's a good decision as well made to bowl first. Ball keeping a bit low, Shakira.
Yeah, certainly not too dissimilar from what we've seen all tournament long here at the UWI's Pet. Seems very slow, especially in the first innings. Does seem a much better surface to bat on in the second innings. Ball not carrying through to the wicketkeeper.
Speaking to Zeta James of the Windward Islands, and she's saying that she found it very difficult, despite scoring a half century in the first game, and of course being in the runs in all of the matches, barring that last game where she had a duck. You know, she would have told me she found it very difficult to play on the tracks here in Trinidad with the ball keeping low and the slowness of the bowlers as well.
This one driven nicely, and she finally finds the gap. Alicia Bowman is between backward point and the fielder at cover point. Work for them to do. They only crossed for 2. Perhaps could have been 3 runs Very nice drive by Bowman. Finally finding a way to make contact with those deliveries pitched to outside of all stump. It's a good result for her. She's finally off the mark. 2 of 11 deliveries now.
Yeah, she's been looking to drive on, 3 occasions, actually getting through with the third. And Bryce has been pushing the ball wide of the off stump, inviting her. Much like that.
Yeah, end of the third over. Just 3 from it, in fact. 2 runs off the bat and a wide. So the score moves up to 9 after 3 overs. Just had a it will be Anisha Campbell to continue. First time Calendar will take straight to the off spin of Anisha Miller. First over was a maiden. Sent down 6 dot deliveries to Elysia Bowman. I'm interested to see if Wasabi Calendar will be confident enough to use her feet. See, well tossed up. So it is an opportunity for her to use her feet. Perhaps pump the ball down the ground over the fielders who are in the circle, mid-off and mid-on.
I think they're asking her to do that, or to at least attempt to do so. One thing I've noticed, though, in the entirety of this tournament, except the Leeward Islands, I'm not sure if you would have covered a game where you would have seen it. I don't think I've seen much slips introduced for the spinners, neither the seamers, in this tournament by the skippers.
No, I haven't. Perhaps thinking about defending runs as opposed to taking wickets. So they've gone with some very defensive fields. I've also rarely seen a slip being employed for the new ball to pacers.
Yep. That last delivery there from Miller, passing very close to the off stump, took the inside edge of Kalinda's bat.
Driven firmly but straight to the fielder at mid-off. And if we can just go back to the point you were making about that conversation with Zeta James and her struggles with ball keeping low. Remember, Zeta is from St. Lucia.
Yep. Yeah.
Big full toss. Should be signal no ball, and it is. Bowman does well to get out of the way of that. So it will be a free hit for Wasabi Calendar.
Yeah, I think Calendar would welcome that as well. And her being a bit more aggressive of the two, I think she's the right person to be on strike at the moment for this free hit.
Yeah, and the batter's cross. So remember, the captain can make a change to the field if she wants to. It looks as though she's just opted to send the fielder who was at sharp mid-wicket very close in back to the circle. So just a deep cover and a deep mid-wicket on the boundary. Yeah. They persist with these 2 fielders on the boundary while Calendar is on straight for a free hit. Can she capitalize, Calendar? Sure and faster. So very well bowled by Anisha Miller. Good thinking.
I think that's the quickest delivery she's bowled all tournament. It was very quick through the air. Flat as well. Obviously, Calendar couldn't get under it.
Yeah, beaten for pace on that occasion. Wasabi Calendar. And she was well tucked up. Ball followed her into the pads. It's good thinking by Anisha Miller. It doesn't cost her. This one flighted way down the leg side. Batters are able to cross to 2 wides. Should be a wide. No signal for the umpire. So perhaps taking the bat of Wasabi Calendar. End of 4 overs. Barbados 13 without loss.
I thought that Calendar missed out in that last ball. Had she gotten any bat onto that, that would have raced away for 4, given the fact that there's no one behind square on the boundary on the onside.
Yeah, well, has she gotten any more bat onto it? Because the umpire clearly felt as though Canada did get a bit of her bat on it. Pretty slow start for this Barbados side, and the challenge will be just how quickly can the opening batters go. They don't want to run the risk of losing early wickets. Remember, they were bowled out chasing 57 against Guyana.
Yep.
So it will be a challenge for these opening batters, taking the responsibility, shouldering the responsibility of this batting lineup. They've been asked to bat first, so put on the early pressure by this Jamaica side, who have clearly seen a weakness in this Barbados batting lineup. Through the wicketkeeper, Sutherland again.
I think Sutherland could just think about taking a couple steps closer up to the stumps because of the fact that the ball is keeping low. She's finding it very difficult at the moment where she's positioned.
Yeah, certainly. Wicketkeepers want to be catching the ball anywhere around their waist. You don't want to be struggling trying to catch a ball that is dying on you. At this level, you need guidance from perhaps a coach or a captain who may be more experienced. See, she's taking that one cleanly. Another wide sent down by Bryce. She's taking that one cleanly, but it's still almost falling short of her.
Yep.
So perhaps a few steps forward, and she'll be able to take the ball more comfortably.
Yes, certainly. See that third fielder just moving around a bit straighter as well, with that last delivery going through the wicketkeeper.
And we struggle to finish that conversation about Zayda James.
Yeah.
And her comments on how low the pitches have been. Zayda also just coming back from Sri Lanka with the West Indies senior team. You would have expected that the ball would have kept fairly low in the subcontinent as well, but she's pointed out that it still has been an adjustment for her. So you can imagine how much of an adjustment it has been for players who perhaps were training in places like St. Lucia where the ball bounces a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about adapting to the conditions and how well you adapt to it.
Good job by Miller. In the end, there are extra cover. Just overran it to her right ever so slightly and then had a dive to her left to stop it. All's well that ends well. Another dot.
Very interesting, the field though is a short fine leg in position under a third. Very interesting. And something for the batters to look at as well. On a number of occasions you're seeing Bowman, Kalinda as well, you know, just tapping the ball into the offside and straight to the fielders. Maybe it's a case of them, you know, they can look to just break the wrist a little bit more, find those gaps, pick up the singles, put a bit more pressure on the fielders.
Yeah, definitely. And there is a big gap at cover. The fielder at cover is halfway to the boundary. It's a wild heave across the line.
I think that's what you were speaking about earlier.
Yeah, certainly. Especially when she's under pressure. So she's 4 of 18 deliveries. So she's definitely feeling the pressure now, Elysia Bowman. And this is the time that she tends to go across the line, just hoping to make contact. Still has time. Hit the ball down the ground. Like you rightly said, drop the ball in gaps. Play the ball perhaps a little bit later because she's been trying to hit the ball to extra cover and mid-off as opposed to going to that fielder at cover.
So loud appeal there from the bowler and the wicketkeeper as well. The umpire unmoved. Certainly some movement there. Not convincing that it took the outside edge though.
Beaten again. Fairly tidy over in the end. Started off with 2 wides, Abigail Bryce, but only 3 runs, but 1 run off the bat after that. So score moves up to 17 without loss at the end of 5. Hard going for this Barbados side.
We're speaking about adjustments, Shakira, and you know, apart from looking to find the gaps as well. From that end, where Abigail Bryce is operating from the ball, obviously keeping low, she's pushing it wider, and the batter's finding it difficult to make contact on a number of occasions, more often than not. I think they can also look to just take an initial step back and across, maybe to get closer to the ball. I'm not sure what you think about that.
Yeah, certainly that's an option. The bowler is clearly planning to serve up deliveries outside the wall stump. So perhaps get across to get closer to the line of deliveries. When you do that, though, you have to be very conscious of how far across the offside you've gone. Because suddenly you're going across the balls that are sent down on middle stump.
Yep.
Is a change of bowling. It is Monica Reed into the attack, replacing Anisha Miller. She was introduced very belatedly in that last game against Trinidad and Tobago. Monica Reed. She did get a wicket in her first over, if I remember correctly. So different tactics by this Jamaica side. She's bowling the final over of the power play. This very often is the most important over in the power play. It's when batters are really looking to go after the bowler's use of the feet. When we talk about going after, Alicia Bowman hits this one over the top of mid-off, gets 2 runs.
Well, that's good intent, at least from Alicia Bowman. But out of the reach of that fielder, it would have been a heart and mouth situation there for Bowman for a moment. Luckily out of the reach of the fielder. Valuable 2 runs though.
Yeah, certainly. Good use of the feet by Bowman. Something we haven't seen in this inning so far by this Barbados batters. Just needs to go through with the shot though. She could easily clear the fielder next time. Pulls the length all the way back on this occasion. Monica Reed.
If you look at Monica Reed, she's a bit tall and she releases the ball very high, and which allows her to get some extra bounce as well as the ball pitches. Whereas Anisha Miller, you would get the ball keeping a bit low, coming from a lower trajectory.
This one driven down the ground again. Fielder at mid-off. Fumbles. Perhaps had an opportunity to take a catch there. Decided to pull out of it. Results in an extra run for Barbados side.
Well, she would have also had an opportunity for a run out had she picked up the ball cleanly.
Final ball of the power play coming up. Well tossed up and driven firmly. Fielder at mid-off does well on this occasion. So dot to end the power play. Barbados 20 without loss at the end of 6.
Good thing for Barbados, they haven't lost a wicket in the power play. We've seen throughout this tournament a number of teams losing between 2 and 4 wickets in the power play. That's good though to see Barbados stepping up, not losing that wicket. And Jamaica also doing excellent with the ball, keeping it tight.
Yeah, certainly. I wondered what Barbados's plan would have been for this game after losing the game, chasing only 57. Forgive me. Clearly, they've decided to keep wickets in hand at least until the very end and hope to power on at the death.
Yep. Something again we've grown accustomed to seeing in this tournament. That plan, I've seen a lot of teams utilize that plan, but when it comes to the back end and they're looking to attack, they tend to lose a lot of wickets in clusters.
Yeah, what's important in making sure that that plan works for you is identifying which batters you need at the very end.
Yep.
So if your middle order is not very strong, it means you need someone from the top order to be there at the end. This one a lot wider Wide signal by the umpire.
Plummer,
Sutherland.
the new bowler. Brianna Plummer, left arm orthodox spinner. She bowls very slow. It's going to be difficult for Barbados, for Kalinda and Bowman.
Yeah, absolutely no pace on the delivery sent down by Plummer. And you can see why she doesn't even have a follow through. Just using shoulders and arm. Brianna Plummer asking the batters to create all the pace that they may require to hit a boundary. And this too is a challenge for batters stepping down from senior level. At senior level, you're accustomed to pace on the ball. Even the spinners bowl a lot faster than perhaps a Brianna Plummer. So it will be a challenge for a Sabi Calendar.
I don't think it's a bad thing though from Plummer looking to bowl slow and take the pace away from the batters. I think it's a good thing. But I think you can't have that surprise delivery where you rush the batters, Shakira.
Yeah, but who needs a surprise delivery when this slow bowling is working?
True.
Wide again. I remember when Anisa Mohammed first started, she used to bowl so slowly and outwitted all of the batters. She asked them to create all the pace and no one could hit her for six. And it's the way she got lots of her wickets as a youngster playing for West Indies.
And it can be frustrating. It will be frustrating for the batters. I shouldn't say it can be.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. You feel as though you're waiting decades for that ball to finally reach you. What it does though, it gives batters so much time that they can decide whether or not to play the bowler off the front foot or the back foot. You have so much time, so many options, perhaps too many options
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. That's
Slight misfield.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what she's looking for. And she's bowling a length in which the batters, will be in two minds whether or not to come forward, whether to play back. But at the end of the over, 7 overs done and dusted, 24 without loss.
Yeah, these two batters are going to have to use their feet to someone like Brianna Plummer. Or they're going to have to go all the way back, which is risky on the pitch, which is keeping low. They have to find a way to rotate the strike a bit more. Just 24 after 7 overs. Sure, they'll be pleased that they haven't lost a wicket as yet. But just how many runs are enough to win this game? Projected score just at 69 at this rate.
Of course, with the spinners operating the overs, they're going to get through the overs pretty quickly. And before you know it, you're going to be up to 15 overs. So the batters just need to be aware of that.
Yeah, certainly. This is the third spinner employed by this Jamaica side. Monica Reid, Brianna Plummer, and Anisha Miller. So it means Barbados could have to face 12 overs of spin. Canada does well, uses the crease well. Gets right back. And she's able to pull this one behind square.
She's just getting inside the line of it. That's good. So just taking up the score to 26, but a bit too short from Reid. Just a solitary boundary in the innings thus far, coming off the bat of Kalinda.
Now you want to see Canada doing better with those deliveries. Yeah, you want to see more of this. Hit the ball hard to the deep cover. Don't want too many dots, no. Especially when the field is spread. Remember, 4 fielders are allowed outside of the circle after the power play. There is a deep cover along on. And a deep square, is it?
Yep.
So Jamaica just opting to go with the 3 fielders outside of the circle. keeping pressure on this Barbados side. But this is the stage of the innings. You ask batters to hit the ball to the sweepers.
And as a captain, Shakira, you know, when a batting team is not scoring as freely, but they are not losing wickets, as a fielding captain, are you going to be reserved or are you still going to be looking for wickets?
Slight misfield allows Bowman to get off strike. It's a tricky one in this T20 format because you want to get a wickets, but you still don't want to become too attacking and allow easy chances for the batters to get into a rhythm and get momentum. Personally, I'm always looking for wickets when I'm captaining a side. Deft touch, guided down to the vacant third region. Just one. For single to end the 8th over. Barbados move it to 28 without loss. Yeah, so you want to find a way to keep the pressure on. You create chances by building that pressure.
Yeah, and of course, wickets tend to come when that pressure builds up, and all of a sudden you induce a false stroke from the batters, and it brings about a wicket. Not always, though.
If you're Jamaica's side, Barbados continues to score at below 4 runs and over. Even if they don't lose wickets or lose too many wickets, you're still happy.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be Brianna Plummer to continue from the far end. She starts way too wide of that all stump once more.
She has that cover in close, just for that one that can pop.
This one short again. Canada does well to stay low enough to make contact.
Good to see Bowman looking for that second run. Wasn't on though, but as a batting unit as well, when you're in this sort of situation and you get a bad ball, you really want to put it away, capitalize on it.
Yeah, certainly. And Alicia Bowman is a track athlete back in Barbados. She does run for her school. And she should be looking to come back for 2 here. You see that good running between the wickets. She's really pulling calendar.
Yeah, that's excellent running. Running the first one hard. So obviously when you do that, you have that opportunity to get that second run.
Yeah, and it is a very heavy outfield here at US Bet. I've hardly seen boundaries by any of the teams that played here. So running between the wickets is very important. Full toss slapped, but straight to the fielder who's coming to the circle now at mid-off. She'll be disappointed that she wasn't able to do better with that delivery, Alicia Bowman. This too is important. Batters need to find a way to capitalize on the bad deliveries.
Spinners at the moment really tying these batters down. I'm sure they're a bit frustrated at the moment, Bowman and Kalinda.
Yeah, both batters in double figures. But Bowman 11 from 33 deliveries. Canada 11 from 21. This one lofted. Diving effort by the fielder at mid-on. Cannot come up with a catch. Another single to Bowman.
She had a lot of time there, the fielder, to come around. In the end, just spilling it. She got both hands stayed though. But as she dove forward, it just bubbled out of the hands. I think that's a chance going to begging. It's safe to say that.
We've seen so many chances across this tournament. Fielding has not been quite up to par. We've seen some very simple chances being put down. And each time I spoke to a captain, they were asking that the fielders improved.
I thought the actual ground fielding was good, but catching hasn't been so good. Obviously, the coaches would be making a note of it and looking to work on it as the tournament progresses, after the tournament as well.
So Barbados just 34 without loss at the end of 9. And it's time for the introduction of Captain Jonelle Deers. She will first change in that last game here at UE Spec against Trinidad and Tobago. Didn't get any wickets, 2 overs for 10 runs. Loud appeal and given, so she has the breakthrough. Jonelle Deers. Alicia Bowman has to go for 12.
Yeah, that's a good delivery there from Diaz to start. And welcome Janelle Diaz. She's grasped that opportunity. She has said, hey, no one is yet to pick up a wicket for my team, and I'm going to pick up that wicket. And I think, let's have a look at it again. Not too sure there from that angle. But the umpire has the final say, Shakira. He has raised the dreaded finger. I think that dismissal has brought about the drinks break as well. Just maybe tailing down the leg side.
Perhaps slightly. Perhaps could have been umpire's call. Yep. And at the end of the day, adjudged LBW by the umpire. Jonelle Deers into the attack and makes immediate impact. She gets a wicket. Alicia Bowman dismissed for 12. The drop chance not costing this Jamaica side. Barbados women 34 for 1 after 9.1, and we will take a drinks break as well.
Well, welcome back to the action here at UE Spec. The drinks break completed, and the first wicket down for Barbados, that of Alicia Bowman. Good to see a good delivery from Jonelle Deers. Bowman, of course, have struggled a bit at the start. 34 for 1 Barbados, as I welcome back Shakira Selman into the commentary booth.
Oh, we welcome Nijani Kamabach to the crease. Starts nicely. Kamabach with a flick off the legs. She gets off the mark immediately. Wealth of experience. Nijani Kamabach. She too played for Barbados at the senior level for 2 years. She's also studying in the UK. So she has the experience and the opportunity to play lots of cricket in the UK. Came back just a week before the Barbados team left. So wouldn't have had the opportunity to train with her Barbados counterparts. But she has a role to play here. And these two are key to whatever Barbados does in this tournament. This is the experience here in this Barbados setup. Unfortunately for Barbados, they haven't been able to score too many runs. But this is another opportunity for them. Good early call for a single, putting pressure on the fielder at mid-off. So much better from a Sabi calendar.
Yeah, that's a good intent. I don't think we've seen that too much from the start up until that point. Looking to pick up the singles.
Yeah, and Johnny Kamabach, another one who played in that West Indies on the 19 team. Remember, these girls are all vying for an opportunity to make that West Indies team. Immediately after this tournament, a West Indies on the 19 ladies team will be taking on a USA on the 19 ladies team right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Here at USPEC. In fact,
yeah, that's going to be a keenly contested series. Everyone, of course, in this tournament would be vying for an opportunity on that team. They would be aware of that opportunity.
Miss Stoke coming back. Full toss, she tried to whip off the legs.
Apart from that delivery, Shakira, I think Janelle Diaz has been good.
Yeah, she's been very good. Wicket off the first ball of her spell. She's just gone for 3 runs in this over so far. Final delivery coming up. She finishes well. So it stays just 3 runs from the over and a wicket at the halfway mark. Barbados 37 for 1.
I think a big 10 over is coming up here in the second half of this innings. One in which Barbados would want to up run scoring just a bit. And of course Jamaica, they would want to negate that by picking up a few more wickets.
Yeah, certainly. And I think the next 3 overs or so will give us a clear idea of what the overall total will be for this Barbados side. If they lose Kamabach or calendar in that period, they could be in some trouble. They do have Nia Wood to come. Solange Holford, Tiani Herbert Mears, who has not produced with the bat as yet, but she's a very capable all-rounder, Tiani Herbert Mears. I'm sure she's disappointed with the failure so far. A chance put down by Anisha Miller. It looks like an extra cover. So a Sabi Canada given a life.
Yeah, looking for that, Brianna Plummer. She's been working hard just outside that off stump, slowing up those deliveries, pulling back the length. And exactly that, and spilling a catch there is Miller. But it's always difficult though, Shakira, when you're diving forward and that ball tends to pop out.
Yeah, certainly one of the harder catches. I say one of them because I still think the one running back is a lot harder. When you're at extra cover or short mid wicket, you have to be looking for those ones. This one spooned off the top edge of Canada's bat, lands in the vacant mid wicket area.
Well, I was looking for that ball down a deep mid wicket. It didn't get past the circle. Yeah, certainly hitting the top edge.
Yeah, so we were just talking about what's coming up for West Indies on the 19 ladies, and after that tour against USA, they're due to make a trip to the UK, and I think that tour will do them a world of good. We know just how good the English ladies are.
Yep.
Remember how impressed I was watching the England under 19 ladies at that inaugural under 19 Women's World Cup. Should have been a single there. It was well played off the back foot by Nijani Kamabach to the right of the fielder at backward point. Swung away to the fielder, running around at a deep mid wicket. A single to end a good over from Brianna Plummer. Barbados 39 for 1 at the end of 11.
And speaking about England, of course, that first test between West Indies and England coming up as well. And I saw that the squad of the final 11 for the West Indies team would have been announced today for that first test. And just looking at that 11, Craig Brathwaite, of course, skipper, Michael Louis, Kirk McKenzie, Ali Katanaz, Kavim Hodge, Jason Holder, Joshua De Silva, Gudakesh Moti, Jaden Seals, Azari Joseph, and Shamar Joseph. So that's the 11 that's gearing up for the first test.
Not too many surprises in that 11 for me. They've gone with the informed batters. All batters selected would have made some sort of impact in that warm-up game.
Yep. Good to see Michael Louis in that final lineup as well.
Full toss, high full toss. It's perhaps a no ball. No, not signal no ball by the standing umpire eventually. Kamabach could not capitalize on that, but she will be given another opportunity with a free hit.
Yeah, there's looking at the umpire sharply there, but definitely a no ball. And she had that chance, of course, as you said, to pick up that second wicket. And as a bowler, when you have that opportunity to pick up a wicket and you look back and you see the umpire with the arms outstretched for a no ball, it's always frustrating.
Yeah, but certainly she knew when she delivered that was going to be way too high. Sets herself early. Kamabach getting completely chest on, trying to swing that one through the leg side. Ended up being yorked by Jonelle Deers. So well bowled by Captain Deers. Dot delivery for a free hit.
Yeah, good sharp thinking as well by Deers. So that she was looking at Cumberbatch and where she was. She was rehearsing the shot in the same position, and Deers would have struck a direct hit. Luckily, she was back in the crease.
This has been a problem for this Barbados side. They haven't been able to capitalize on bad deliveries or the free hits. Another wide.
Yeah, the extras count in some of the matches has really been a concern. I'm sure that's also something the coaches would be looking at.
Yeah, certainly. You want to see discipline in all facets of the game. Very good shot, but that fielder at deep cover is very straight on the boundary, almost in a deep extra cover position. So it's gone one bounce to her.
Yeah, that's a good looking shot. But again, when you play such a shot and you look out and you see the ball going straight to the fielder, that's another thing that can frustrate a batter, and it tends to put you in a space of pressure.
Another full toss. This time hit well, but again finds the fielder on the boundary. One bounce to the fielder at deep mid wicket, running across to her right. Not signaled no ball by the umpire. He saw a Sabi calendar asking the standing umpire if that wasn't too high.
It thought that there's got away there with that one.
Right in the block hole, but well played. Beats the diving shark mid wicket to her left. Cleaned up by the fielder at long one.
I thought that, what I'm seeing from Cumberbatch, despite her just being on 4 of 9, she's been able to, just find the gap so easily. And she's playing the ball on its merit.
Well played. It's gone under a diving. Who's out there? Abigail Brace.
Yeah. Looks.
And Johnny Cumberbatch pushes for 3. So very good running. We spoke about how heavy this outfield is. So it's unlikely that the ball will race away to the boundary. So good running, good awareness by Johnny Cumberbatch in particular, pulling a Sabi Calendar for that 3rd run.
Yeah, and I also like the shot from Calendar, not looking to overhit the ball, all timing and getting it past the fielder as well. Smart thinking. And as an opener, Shakira, you will obviously have the ability to play the ball late. At the end of 12, it is 47 for the loss of 1. It's 1 wicket going to Jonelle Dares, the skipper. Bit expensive though, 11 runs coming from her 2. Most expensive of the bowlers used.
Yeah, certainly that's expensive in the context of things. Normally in a T20, you've sent down 2 overs and only gone for 11 runs. You're happy as a bowler. But Barbados just 47 runs in 12 overs.
At what point, though, will they look to up the ante, Shakira?
Question really is, how many runs are they looking to get?
Yeah.
That then will determine how soon they need to up the ante.
Then you're staring down at the other end and you're seeing Anisha Miller coming back into the attack. And, well, actually she's taken back that cap from the umpire, and it's going to be Brianna Plummer.
Yeah, certainly. What Barbados have to keep in mind is that the last 2 encounters here at UWI's Pet, 82 runs were scored, and it was chased by the opposing team.
Yep.
Trinidad and Tobago both times chasing 82. So you're thinking you want to get past the 80s. You want to score at least 90.
It's going to be a bit tough from here. But the good thing is, though, is as you said, they have 2 experienced players out there who would be well aware of their responsibility.
They'll need more of this. If you can't get the boundaries, find a way to keep taking it off in singles. 6 singles still means it's 6 runs and over, and you certainly take up that scoring rate. Still scoring at below 4 and over this Barbados side. This one short and keeps very, very low. Johnny Cumberbatch threw the shot way too early. Comes off the bottom edge of the bat and rolls away into the offside.
You're speaking about 6 runs and over from here, and you're also speaking about getting past 80. That's certainly going to get you past that 80-run mark.
This one struck firmly over the top of the fielder at mid-on, but will it race away to the boundary? It still doesn't. Testament of just how thick this outfield is. She did make good enough contact, I felt, like Johnny Cumberbatch, but still only gets 2 runs.
She got it well over the head of the fielder, so that alone tells me that she got good contact onto it. The 50 comes up, 52 for 1.
Oh, in fact, it's 4.
Well,
It looks like it looks as though it just trickled into the boundary. I think just the second boundary
yep.
we are seeing all innings. It does bring up the 50 for this Barbados side. And for the first time scoring rate over 4 as well. So better over for Barbados. 7 coming from it. Score goes up to 53 for 1 at the end of 13.
I'm not too sure if it's a good comparison to make. I'm not too sure if you're going to be angry with me, but to me, I see a bit of rust on chase in Nijani Cumberbatch approach as a batter.
And she is an off spinner as well.
So that makes it even better.
I'm not certain. Now I'm going to look for it. Now that you've mentioned, I'm going to look for it. At home, we tend to say she reminds us very much of Hayley Matthews. And Hayley, when she started, she's very talented. She hasn't yet produced half of what Hayley has produced. And of course, Hayley is a legend in her own rights. And it's a lot to be compared to Hayley and to try to fill the shoes of a Hayley Matthews. But I can tell you that she looks up to Hayley Matthews, as do all of the youngsters in West Indies cricket. I think every time I ask any of the youngsters who's their favorite player, they say Hayley Matthews. And it's very exciting to hear that the youngsters look up to a West Indian, West Indies captain Hayley Matthews, who dominates world cricket still at such a young age. So she reminds us very much of Hayley Matthews, not just the way she plays, but also her attitude and the way she carries herself off the field. I'm sure she'll be hoping that she can emulate at least some of what Hayley was able to do. I always encourage them to do more than Hayley, though. It is a lot, but you want to be better. I'm sure Hayley too would encourage them to be better than her. And it is a misfield, allowing a third boundary in this Barbados innings. A second to Nijani Cumberbatch. Should have been fielded by Monica Reid at long on, but she misfields that one and it races away into the boundary. Barbados move up to 57.
Yeah, another good piece of fielding there by Reid, and she's really disappointed with it. And that should have only been one.
Yeah, it was a high full toss. Nijani Cumberbatch probably should have done better, but she got the desired result. Another misfield. Jamaica starting to get sloppy in the field, making it a little bit easier for these Barbados batters who'll be hoping to get in some sort of rhythm now.
Yeah, and as a fielding team, we don't want to let that pressure up, having done all the hard work at the start.
Yeah, many say it's not how you start, but how you end. And now a wide fumble by wicketkeeper Sutherland, but the fielder sharp fine leg does well to clean up.
So there's taking herself off the attack, maybe looking to finish the innings. And she's brought back Price, who obviously didn't do a bad job.
Yeah, 6 overs left after this one. And there are lots of options for Captain Jonelle Deers. She's utilized 6 bowlers today. The only person who's completed their quota is Brianna Plummer. Plummer bowled 4 overs for just 17 runs, no wicket. Deers herself has 2. Anisha Miller has 2. Brace into her 3rd over. Monica Reid has 2 as well.
And she hasn't used Sashan Ricketts just yet. She, of course, being a leg spinner. That would have been interesting.
And it would have been an opportunity for them to pick up some bonus points.
Yep.
0.2 points on offer for wrist spinners taking wickets or pacers taking wickets. They do have 0.2 points accumulated so far in this game through Captain Jonelle Deers. Smart cricket by Asabi Canada, but she's not aware of the fact that the fielder misfielded that ball there at, short 3rd.
Always have to be looking for that second run.
Score moves on to 60 for one.
Looking a bit better now for Barbados.
Yeah, projected score up at 88, 87 in fact. Scores partnership of 26 of 29 deliveries. So a lot more fluent from these two. Cumberbatch in particular, she's 14 of 15 deliveries.
Thought that she did very well there to end the over. She realized at the very last moment the ball keeping a bit low. So at the end of 14-60 for the loss of one.
By her dismiss, Alicia Bowman for 12. John Aldeers, the wicket taker. Dismiss Bowman with the first ball of her spell. Judge LBW, Alicia Bowman.
I always thought that T20 cricket, I'm not sure if you agree with me, is all about, well, most cases, batting in 3 phases. Well, with the power play, the first 6 overs, of course, you're going to attack, you're going to look to take advantage of the fielding restrictions. And then there's that middle phase where you tend to rotate the strike a bit more. And let's say the last 5 overs, once there's wickets in hand, obviously, you're going to look to take on the bowling to finish strongly.
Yeah, certainly. And that's exactly how coaches plan the innings for batters. Very often you walk into a dressing room and you see a paper up or you see a whiteboard and it's broken down into phases. You have the total that you're trying to get to, but then it's broken down into the process of getting to that total. So some coaches ask batters to get maybe to 30, maybe at this level after 6, and then they're asking them to get maybe another 50 runs in that middle phase of the innings. And then from 16 to 20, they're asking them to at least score at 8 and over. I'm talking about this age, at this age.
Yeah.
So you're correct. It is broken down into 3 phases. You try to simplify it and make it clear for your batters to see the process to get that overall total. Because it's one thing saying you want to score 140, but just how are you going to get there?
And especially at this age group as well, you can't afford to tell the young ladies, hey, you have to get 130, but you're not telling them how they are going to go about it. So that's exactly what's needed to be done.
Monica Reid back into the attack from the far end this time. And of course, that overall total, coaches are asking the team to make changes depending on the surface and the opponents.
Yeah.
The coaches too have to assess conditions, not just the batters, not just the players. And there was a coach I worked with, actually he's head coach of that West Indies test team, Andre Coley. Excellent brain, excellent cricket brain, Andre Coley, and he breaks it down. And I remember when we went to England in 2020, you were talking about adjusting, and he used the 3 A's: assess, adjust, and adapt. Right. And that's all he was asking everyone to do, not just the batters, the bowlers as well. Assess the conditions, adjust to the conditions, and then adapt to them.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy when you're touring, of course, to different countries, different surfaces. So I really like that though. 3 A's.
This one slapped down to long off. Good start. Very good start by Monica Reid. Just 2 runs off the 4 deliveries.
Yeah, I was just about to say the 3 A's coming from someone whose name starts with an A as well.
I'm sure that's the reason he went to E's. Canada does well because this ball kept very low. Another single to the total.
Approaching that stage, that 15 over mark. Good platform.
High full toss. Pulled to the fielder at long on. was very straight, so she had to run a few yards to her right, and that certainly should have been 2 runs. Just one to end the over. Partnership up to 30 from 36 deliveries. It's the end of 15 overs.
I can see a smile on Nijani Cumberbatch's face there. I thought that she would have thought that I would have went to the boundary for 4. Hence the reason they would have ran so slowly. But you can't afford to do that.
Yeah, you can't assume. Run until the umpire signals 4.
Yep.
Barbados now 64 for 1 at the end of 15.
Very hot out there, and players just getting a well-deserved drink.
The umpire is now asking them to get a move on it. But it is very hot.
Yep.
And I think consideration must be made for just how hot these conditions are. It's not easy out there in the middle. Just walking across the field was hard for me. So imagine how these girls are feeling. And it's perhaps the reason we started to see some sloppiness in the outfield from the Jamaican fielders. They're being asked to run to their positions, run around to save boundaries, running hard to save tools. So it will be a challenge of fitness.
And you're not seeing that same energy that they had at the very start of the innings. So that itself tells a story.
These girls have been in the sun since 10 o'clock. And perhaps even before that, because I'm sure teams were probably warming up from 8:30.
Yep.
And this is perhaps the first competition some of them are involved in. Anisha Miller back into the attack, and she's pulled away, way in front of square. Fielder well positioned at deep mid wicket, keeps it down to 1.
That's good work, because what can happen when you're running around, the ball obviously can spin away from you at times. Did very well to cover that one.
Attempts to cut this one through the offside. The Sabi calendar cannot make contact. And that's the line. That's the line that she's impressed me with. Most impressive thing about Anisha Miller is just how much she attacks the stumps.
Yep.
That's exactly what you're asking your bowlers to do, especially in the T20 format. And she's also found the right length to bowl on this surface. I say that and she immediately goes to full. And it's very nicely driven between the two fielders who seem to be both positioned at extra cover by a Sabi calendar.
Good looking shot. Valuable runs again. And the thing is about that line though, when you're attacking the stumps, is that works in all phases of the innings. That's a good thing about that.
Yeah, certainly. It gives you so many modes of dismissal to get. This one a lot shorter. Canada does well to stay low enough to make good contact. I just got up to look around at the field to make sure there was a long off employed, because remember last game, Janelle Deers didn't have a field at mid-off nor a long off. It cost her dearly. Samara Ramnath toyed with her field. Dot to end the 16th over. Barbados 68 for 1.
I think I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, where do you think Barbados would get to from here, Shakira? 68 for 1.
Well, the projected score is 86. And that's if they continue to score at 4.29 and over. With these two at the crease, and Thiani Herbert Mears to come, I'm expecting them to at least get that rate up to 5 and over. 5 and over for the next 4 overs. means that they score another 20 runs, which takes them to 88. And then I expect a few extras as the Jamaicans tire some more.
Yeah.
So perhaps 92.
92, a solid 92.
Sounds easy. But that still could still be challenging. Calendar has been there for 41 deliveries. She's still only 24. But like you rightly said a few hours ago, a platform has been laid. It's time for these batters to launch.
Yeah, with 9 wickets in hand, I don't think, you know, you can dispute that.
Yeah, all of the assessments, my expectations, well played and well fielded as well. A bit of ball watching. Should have been an easy single. Results in a dot.
Yeah, Cumberbatch was almost halfway up the pitch, and Calendar wasn't looking, was sent back.
This one spinning between bat and pad, beating Canada's attempted drive. Well taken by wicketkeeper Sutherland on that occasion. Loud appeal for stumping, but Canada was safely behind the line. Tossed up. Good bowling, good thinking by Monica Reid. She's taken all the pace off those deliveries, knowing exactly what Canada is looking to do.
Yeah, and there's very happy to give the Barbados team the singles, because she's asking Reid to pull that ball slow.
Another opportunity being put down. First life to Nijani Cumberbatch. Diving effort by the fielder behind square on the leg side. Cannot come at trumps. Nijani Cumberbatch survives. Barbados move on to 70 for 1.
You're not holding on to their catches, Jamaica. Long on and long off back.
And that in fact was the third drop catch in this inning so far. Bowman was dropped on 11. Did not cost the Jamaicans too dearly. She only added 1 run to her total. Calendar dropped on 12. And now Cumberbatch dropped on 17. These two batters still there though, and they can make the Jamaicans pay.
Could have easily been another chance there to end the over. 71 for 1 after 70.
So now that 21 runs that I was asking for looks like a mountain to climb.
Yeah,
because it
definitely.
means they have to score at 7 and over for the next 3 overs. And remember, boundaries have been very hard to come by on this outfield. Very thick outfield here at UWI Spet. And also, the Jamaican bowlers have been taking all the pace off the deliveries, making it extremely difficult for the Barbados batters to generate any power. Remember, these two batters are very experienced. This is a good time to show what that experience is worth. Wide by Anisha Miller, who's been very, very economical. 3 overs before the start of this over for just 7 runs. Using 2 spells. Remember, Anisha Miller opened the bowling. It's not easy opening the bowling in the T20. Just 2 fielders allowed outside the boundary. It's definitely not easy being a spinner and all spinner bowling at right-handers in the power play. Firmly driven to the fielder at long off. Has to run way to her left. Does well. A chance for a run out, but Anisha Miller cannot collect it cleanly. Another opportunity gone to begging.
Yeah, definitely. Had she collected that cleanly, Cumberbatch would have been way away from home.
Full toss. Signal, no ball by the umpire. Canada can only get it down to the fielder at long on. Seen a number of high full tosses in this inning so far.
Yeah.
Lots of free hits that the Barbados side has not been able to capitalize on. It's always surprising to see a no ball being sent down by a spinner.
But the question is here now, can Cumberbatch cash in on this free hit?
And she's been there for 23 deliveries, so it means she's well in. She'll be hoping that she can make the most of this.
Well,
yeah, it looks as though this is the second high full toss by Anisha Miller, so she's being taken out of the attack. So it means she would have been warned when she bowled that first full toss. And now she's committed the offense once again. So taken out of the attack by the umpires, it means someone else will have to finish the over for her. Looks like it's going to be Captain Jonelle Deers. So unfortunate for Jamaica and Anisha Miller. She's been so miserly all day. Work for the captain to do, but it means no pace is on the ball for the Barbados side. It's still a free hit. Goes deep in the crease, but well bowled by Deers. It's the second free hit ball she's sent up, and both times she's bowled a Yorker. Very good execution by Jonelle Deers.
Yeah, definitely. Not looking to do anything out of the ordinary, just keeping it simple.
Yeah, she's going right up to the bat, making it impossible for the batter to get under that ball.
And at the back end of the inning, it's very important to nail those Yorkers, those slower deliveries. I thought that last delivery from theirs was a slower delivery.
Yeah, certainly. And when you're bowling those slower deliveries, length is so important. You can't afford to get into the slot. If you get into the slot, it doesn't matter if the ball is fast or slow. Most times, batters are going to capitalize. Probably going for a Yorker again, too full on this occasion. But that's okay. It means she has the field set for that. She's looking to bowl right up to the bat. It means she has long on and long off in place. So if she misses that Yorker, more often than not, she's going to bowl a full toss. You want to make sure that you have the field set to defend that. Attempts it again. This time a bit too wide. Signal wide by the standing umpire.
Yeah, just looking to take that one away from the arc of the batter. Overcompensating a bit.
Another low full toss.
Yeah, that time there, maybe the bat just turning in the hands a bit of Cumberbatch. Not being able to put it away again. How many full tosses have we seen today, Shakira? I don't think any have been put away.
I think perhaps just one. Two, in fact. One by Canada and one by Cumberbatch, which Monica Reed ended up misfielding down at the long on boundary.
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to capitalize on the full tosses at all. The end of the 18th over, Barbados 80 for 1.
2 overs to go. Begs the question, how much Barbados can get here? What can they set the Jamaicans? Of course, as we mentioned earlier, none of these teams would have won a game just yet in this tournament. And obviously, one of them has to win today. And
Jamaica scored 82 in that encounter here against Trinidad and Tobago a few days ago. So it means they're capable of getting into the 80s. So Barbados will want to score more than that. Present a different challenge to this Jamaica side. And Jamaica won the toss and inserted the Barbados team. Barbados, they've only lost one wicket so far, that of Alicia Bowman for 12, LBW to Janelle Deers. And these two have been at the crease together ever since. Nijani Kamabach, 20 of 25 deliveries. Asabi Canada, 29 of 51. It will be Abigail Bryce to bowl the 19th. Pace on the ball. And Nijani Kamabach takes that gleefully. That is what she was waiting for. Pace on the ball. Abigail Bryce a bit faster than the other bowlers. Allows Nijani Kamabach to hit through the line of that. This one hit over extra cover and races away into the boundary.
Yeah, to me that's the shot of the innings thus far, coming from the bat of Cumberbatch, and one of the more difficult shots to play in the game, that inside out over cover, but lovely, pleasing on the eyes as well.
Yeah, certainly, and it wasn't a half volley, it was a length delivery, but the extra pace meant it was easier for Cumberbatch to capitalize. Low full toss, this time she picks out the fielder out long off.
And if we are looking in and between that water, that drink that was brought out prior to the start of this over, it's like reading in between the lines. I thought that that in between that drink, a message was sent out there, Shakira.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. I'm sure head coach Ryan Hines would have used that opportunity to get a message out to the batters. Ask them to get as many runs as possible in these last 2 overs. Swing and a miss by Asabi Calendar. And Johnny Cumberbatch has been the more fluent of the 2 batters, so it may mean that Cumberbatch has to face the majority of the deliveries left. Calendar is up to 29, but it has been a struggle for her all day long. And again, she misses one. Cumberbatch initially thought about calling her through for a single. Calendar was not looking for it. It is another dot.
That was a top delivery from Bryce. Ken. That Yorker.
An opportunity may be here for Asabi Calendar to just play with soft hands. The fielders are right back on the circle. Instead, she steps across to the offside early. Bryce still takes it wider from her. It's a low full toss though, and she slaps it down to long off.
Cumberbatch has been striking the ball well. She looked compact throughout the innings, and she's playing with ease.
Low full toss again, and again it's hit down to the fielder at long off. They're not pushing for an extra run. It could have been an extra run. There was a slight fumble by the fielder at long off, but just one run to end the over. Barbados up to 87 for 1 at the end of 19.
So they've gotten up to that point of around about 87, 88. So all of a sudden it looks like you could bet the lotto in Trinidad. Just maybe though, they may just get that 92.
I'll tell you what, that is exactly what the projected score is. See, Barbados batters may make me look very good.
Diaz looks as though she is going to finish the innings off.
There's a deep extra cover, long off, long on, and deep mid wicket for Deers in this final over. Starts well, starts with a dot. Again, it's right up to the bat by John L. Deers.
And showing us what she has in her armory, a slower delivery as well from her.
Now, can Nijani Cumberbatch make an adjustment in the crease? Can she take a step out or a step deeper to get under these deliveries? She advances and she hits this one over the top of extra cover again, but there is a deep extra cover whenever Cumberbatch is on straight to Deers. Good running by Asabi Calendar. They cross for 2.
Yeah, labored through there from the fielder, and in the end able to get two. Still, that double was a struggle there. Decided on taking the second run a bit late.
Yeah, certainly they should be looking for tools every time, though. They want to get as many runs as possible, but you also want coming back on straight. Steps to the leg side, trying to open up that offside, but she's unable to make good enough contact to get it into a gap. Another dot delivery, so 2 dots from 3 deliveries so far. Good bowling by Jonelle Deers.
Yeah, she's really done well here for her team. Immediately coming in and striking on the first over, and throughout her spell, or throughout a quarter of 4 overs, she has done so well.
Advances again, trying to counteract this plan by Jonelle Deers. Again, she picks out that fielder at long off. Scenes out in the middle. Johnny coming back. Turn for the second. Was turned wrong by Asabi Canada. Lost her back, fell, and then had to crawl all the way back into the crease. She makes it back safely though.
It's literally a crawl.
2 deliveries left. 2 legal deliveries. What can Asabi Canada do? 30 from 54 deliveries. She advances as well. But a dot delivery. Now they've opted to advance, trying to make it into a low full toss.
Yep.
Another option could be to go deeper, allowing yourself to get under it. Make it into a half volley or a length delivery. Try to get under it. This is an excellent over by the captain though. She's really stood up for her side. 3 dots, just 3 runs off the bat in this final over. Final delivery coming up. Barbados 90 for 1. A chance for a catch, put down. Evasive action almost by the fielder there at extra cover. Results in 1 run to finish the innings for the Barbados side. They get it to 91 for 1 at the end of 20. Excellent over in the end by Jonelle Deers. Good batting by these 2 batters. Like Johnny Kamabach, who got to 29 from 32 deliveries, and Asabi Canada, who ended with 31 from 56.
Yeah, I think despite it being a struggle for the Barbados batters, I think it's still a job well done to get up to 91 for the loss of 1. And kudos as well to Jamaica for a good bowling effort. I think we're in for a good chase.
Oh, certainly. Last 2 encounters here, the side batting first only got to 82. So this is 10 more runs that will be required by the chasing team. It will be a challenge for the Jamaica side on this surface. The ball has been keeping low. It has been 2 pace as well. It will be a challenge against the Barbados side that has been bowling well also. Barbados will think they've done the job with the bat. This is the most runs they've scored so far in the tournament. They've gotten up to 91. Would have expected a bit more, but this could be enough for their batters to defend. Jamaica, though, they will be asking a lot from their captain, Jonelle Deers and Abigail Bryce, if they're going to chase this. Jamaica need 92 from 20 overs. We will be brought back in a few minutes. Yeah, still morning. We got through that first innings pretty quickly. That's because almost 12 overs were sent on by spinners for the Jamaica side. Neil Wood starts with a no ball, and this is well steered behind point by Judini Banks. Jamaica immediately off the mark, and they will get a free hit nice and early. Yeah, interesting field here for Nia Wood. There is no deep third. There is a slip though. And we were talking about the fact that we hadn't seen a slip being utilized by many of the teams. This slip is in place because Nia Wood bowls out swingers to the right-handers. And there is one, a dot for that free hit. Yes, certainly. And this game is all about learning from the opponents as well. Off the outer half of the bat and pass Elysia Bowman at backward point. And this one races into the boundary. So a boundary early for this Jamaica side. Yeah, certainly not fully in control of that one. Judini Banks gets the desired result. Immediately there's a change in field. Fielder at backward point drops right back to the boundary. Barbados just chasing the ball here. Perhaps they could have left that backward point and found a different way to put a deep third. Say that as this ball is steered away straight to Bowman, who was just put on the boundary. Yeah, they're she opened the batting in the last game for Jamaica as well. Went down with an injury. Good batting, very good chance for a run out though. Makes it safely. Judini Banks. Good sensible batting by Captain John Elderis. Playing that one with soft hands and immediately calling Banks through for a single, putting pressure on the fielders in the circle early on. Captain Aaron Dean is right back on the circle. This one off the inner half of the bat. Another chance for a run out. Makes it back safely. Banks. Yeah, Jameis Morris Allen there, a backward square for the Barbados side. A few dots to end the first over. Jamaica off to a healthy start though. 9 without loss after 1. Required rate for the Jamaicans just at 4.37. So they've gone off to a very good start. Neil Wood gone for 9 in her first over. Already gone for more than she had gone for in her last bowling effort. She bowled 4 overs and got 2 for 8 against Guyana. So under a bit of pressure early, this Barbados side. It will be Solange Holford with ball in hand at the near end. Another right arm medium pacer, Solange Holford. Again, Barbados opting not to have a deep third, just using one fielder outside of the circle. That's deep fine leg. Starts with a wide down the leg side, Solange Holford. There's a backward point, cover, extra cover, and mid off. There's also a slip in a Sabi calendar who back through the innings. So she gets a bit of a break standing at slip. On the leg side, there's a mid on, a mid wicket, backward square, and a deep fine leg. This one played nicely, firmly between mid wicket and mid on. Work for Nijani Kamabach to do. Two runs added. Nicely played by Captain John L. Deers. Just to the left of the fielder at mid wicket. Prior to the last game, Barbados had been utilizing lots of spinners. Last game, Holford was used with the new ball as well, sent down 4 overs. Lots of options for Captain Erin Dean. A Sabi Canada yet to bowl in this competition so far. She too is a medium pacer. There is also the respin of Kamiya Mafu Broom. Another pace option, Genevieve Greenwich, into the lineup today. This one played nicely off the back foot between extra cover and cover. Work for the fielder at mid off to do. Heavy outfield allows her to get there. 2 runs added to the total. John L. Deers taking advantage of the extra pace on the ball. Score races to 15. We're only halfway into the second. It's a good start by the Jamaica side so far. Another wide, but a chance for a run out. John L. Deers coming back for the second run. Makes it very easily. It's 2 runs and a wide. Nine runs off this over so far. And only 3 legal deliveries sent down. This one swung through the leg side. Almost swept from way outside off stump to the fielder at backward square.
I think you're seeing a bit more positive intent from the Jamaicans as opposed to the Barbados unit at the start of their innings.
Yeah, looking to put some early pressure on the Barbados side. Another wide by Solange Holford. Perhaps Jamaica deciding to go after the Pacers as they know how difficult it is to score off the spin. Barbados has lots of spin options, as I was saying earlier. Matthew Broom or a spinner, Nijani Kamabach, Erin Dean, Deanne Herbert Mears, all spinners. Solange Holford really struggling. Seems to be struggling with her runner as well.
I'm already 20 and we're yet to complete the second over. That's a very healthy start when you're chasing 92. And Barbados, on the other hand, they'll be a bit disappointed because it's not a large total by any means.
Yeah, certainly. Barbados not helping themselves with the amount of extras they've sent down already. Chance for a catch. This one pushed away from the bar by Solange Holford. So John L. Deers given a life.
And And when you have such a low total, well, I shouldn't say it's a low total because many a teams has found it difficult to get past 60, 70 in this tournament. But in this situation, when you have a total such as 92 and you 20 already on the board, you want to take your chances.
Yeah, certainly when you're the bowler as well and you've sent down so many extra deliveries, you've gone for 12 already and 5 deliveries, you're hoping to turn you over around. Oh, and she does. In fact, she bowls Judini Banks so she can smile after all.
Yeah, definitely so. Having put down that catch in the last delivery, she's able to pick up the wicket to end the second over. At the end of it, it's 21 for 1, and Judini Banks, the first nail in the coffin for Barbados.
Yes, certainly. And finally, Solange Holford can smile over cost her 12 runs, but importantly, she's taken a wicket. So I'm sure she's walking back to her fielding position and feeling a little bit better than all ends up Judini Banks.
I think she was in no position to play the shot that she was attempting. That front foot going nowhere, the back foot moving instead of that front foot, and falling over was the Banks. A good delivery in the end from Holford.
Yeah, the problem for Holford in that first over is that she just wasn't getting the ball on target. Sent down a number of wides before she was able to complete 6 legal deliveries. You always feel a lot better when you get a wicket. It will be Tiani Herbert Mears into the attack. She replaces Nia Wood at the far end. Wood had gone for 9 runs from her first over.
If my memory serves me right, Tiani Herbert Myers would have played in the last under 19 tournament for Barbados.
Yeah, certainly she did. I think she got a hat trick in that tournament as well. She also played for Barbados senior team last year. Unfortunately, was not available to play this year due to sickness. But she was very good for the Barbados seniors last year in the T20 Glaze. Remember, she bowled very well at the Jamaica side. And what stood out for her and for many people is just how well she bowled and how much she adjusted to bowling to the likes of Stephanie Taylor and Shadeen Nation, both experienced West Indies players.
Certainly that could have very well been a chance there, dropping one bounce to the fielder. Just charging in to show if that's Cumberbatch.
And this is her strength. That length there, chance for a run out, but slight misfield by Genevieve Greenwich. Averts all danger. That's her strength there, Tiani Mears. That's it, Herbert Mears. That length that she bowls, it always troubles the batter. It's not too full and it's not too short. It's always that in between length, that good length where the batter is not quite sure if to come forward or go back. A bit too full on that occasion.
Yeah, so just pitching it up there a bit more. But certainly that's the traditional off-spinners delivery, looking to get through bat and pad. This is really good from Howard Myers. Here's a look at it again. Yeah, perfect delivery. A quarter paint or 2 again, and that off stump would have been disturbed.
Yeah, that's the length I've always asked Tiani to bowl. Every now and again, she's tempted to toss one up, searching for a wicket. There she goes again. But that's not her strength. And it spoils the over. In fact, could have been a maiden. Instead, it's a wide outside leg stump. Her strength is not tossing it up.
Yeah, certainly. Need to stick to her strength. That's important.
2 for once more allows John L. Deers to score.
Brilliant running as well from both batters. Looking for that 2 runs and getting it easily. 3 done, 24 for 1.
Just looking at the bowling options used by the Barbados side in that last game against Guyana. They utilized 6 bowlers, 3 off spinners, 2 pacers, and 1 left arm spinner. Left arm spinner not playing today, Sabriel Headley. Camille Matthew Broom in instead. Still an opportunity for Barbados to rack up some bonus points. Should Camille Matthew Broom get any wickets today? That is, if she's asked to bowl. It will be a double change though. Erin Dean, captain of this Barbados side, into the attack for the first time today. She replaces Solange Holford.
I think with Barbados needing some points as well, I think that would have influenced that change to bring in Matthew Broom into the lineup.
I mean, you say that, but you have to consider the fact that Sabrielle Headley is a left-arm spinner.
Very
So
true.
they could have gotten points from her as well. Dean starts around the wicket to the left-handed Mackenzie. Krishana Mackenzie, that is.
Dean has been around for quite a while, so you'd expect her to be on the money.
Made her debut for Barbados seniors this year. And bowled stupendously in that tournament. She was especially good in the T20 blades as well. This time too full and swung away into the leg side. Elysia Bowman gives chase. Just look at how quick she is across the ground, but cannot prevent 2 runs. Good communication and good running by the 2 batters.
Yeah, this is, I think Jonelle Days has been influencing her partners to run and run well.
This one nicely driven over the fielder at mid-off. Actually extra cover and to the right of the fielder at mid-off.
So not afraid to take on the bowling, Jamaicans. That's good to see, something we haven't really seen throughout the tournament. Not just from the Jamaicans. That's good.
And Krishana Mackenzie taking on Erin Dean. Mackenzie didn't play that last game against Trinidad and Tobago. So into the team today and hoping to make an impact and help her team get their first win, Mackenzie.
Certainly.
Short by Erin Dean through to the wicketkeeper. 3 runs from the 4th over. Jamaica 27 for 1.
When you're looking to play that cut shot, Shakira, you want to get back and across to the ball. Thought that she just stood there and just extended the arms, hence she didn't make contact. Something she can look at as well, Mackenzie. Or was it Dares?
It was Dares, in fact. But yeah, you want to get back and across, get close to that ball, get that weight going behind the shot. Left-handed Mackenzie to face up to Yanni Herbert Mears now. Continuing with a slip, which I think is a good option, especially with the left-hander on strike.
Yeah, I really like the fact that Erin Dean has gone with the slip field as an option. Making some field changes, minor changes to the field. Hubert Myers has beaten the outside edge and inside edge of the batters on a number of occasions already, and she continues to do so.
Good scramble, but a chance for a run out. Makes it safely. Throw was not firm enough, but Elysia Bowman coming in from square leg.
When your coaches ask you to, when the ball is close to the pitch and you're close to the stumps, they ask you to normally underarm the ball, Shakira. But sometimes as a fielder, you need to be aware, hey, if I throw the ball a bit quicker, or just flick the ball in a bit quicker, that can make the difference in the batter being home safely or getting run out.
Yeah, certainly. The problem there was she came right up after she picked up the ball. Loud appeal, and she's given, in fact, we weren't too sure if it carried on the full or whether it was a bump ball. In fact, it bounced before the batter made contact. So Jonelle Deers, who could have been run out the ball before, is now caught on a ball by Theani Herbert Mears. Second wicket for Barbados.
Yeah, a big wicket as well, I would say. And a much deserved wicket for Herbert Mears. She has been prodding on about that off stump, and a good catch, a good sharp catch taken as well by her. So it's good to see Barbados striking yet again. 28 for 2 now. And that just puts a little dent in the innings of Jamaica.
Yeah, certainly. Jamaica who got off to a flyer. They were 20 halfway into the second over before they lost their first wicket. First wicket falling at the end of that second over. Now they've already lost 2. They're only 28. They've lost their captain. Importantly, it does bring Vice Captain Abigail Bryce to the crease, and she has been the player in form of the bat. Abigail Bryce, she got to 25 in that last game against Trinidad and Tobago, and she will need 25 or more if she's going to help her side pass Barbados on this occasion.
And again, a team losing 2 or more wickets in the power play. It's never a good sign when you lose 3 to 4 wickets in a power play. It puts you at a very bad point to start the innings and to push on when you're needed to.
Should have been an easy run. Could be a chance for a run out. But gets there eventually, Abigail Bryce.
You're just looking at the fielder as they ran through for the single, not focusing on actually running through as quickly.
Yeah, she was caught ball watching as well. Abigail Bryce should have been an easy single when Krishana McKenzie called her through. She was ball watching, not alert to the fact that it could have been an easy single. Almost found herself wanting in the end. Two fielders are allowed outside of the circle. While ball turn, well taken by wicketkeeper Decoria Conomer. Two fielders are allowed outside of the circle, but Barbados opting not to utilize any. So everyone is in the circle at this point. There's a fielder on the 45. There's a backward square, sharp mid wicket, and mid on the leg side. As we see the end of the 5th over. Jamaica 29 for 2.
Yeah, very strange that they have opted to go for no fielders outside the inner ring. But I guess with the fall of those 2 wickets in quick succession, that would have brought about that. They're asking the batters to take on the bowling. If they are brave enough to do so. Dean just making a change to the field at mid-wicket fielder. She's actually moving that mid-wicket fielder around, but she's been sent back to the short mid-wicket position, and the fielder was actually at short mid-wicket, has been sent out to deep mid-wicket. 3/4 way to the boundary.
And so protection on the boundary for Captain Erin Dean, who does flick the ball a lot more than Theani Herbert Mears does. Chance for a catch. Did it carry or did it drop just short? If it carried, it will mean that's the second drop catch in this inning so far. Have a look at it once more. I think it did carry, so put down by Captain Erin Dean. Chance for Abigail Bryce. And we know how important this wicket is. Bryce has been carrying the batting for this Jamaica side all tournament long. Bryce put down one.
That was difficult in your follow through to take those catches, but you need to. Good tight bowling from Dean. She's varying her lengths and lines nicely.
Nice high arm action allows her to get extra bounce as well. She isn't the tallest, Erin Dean, but she releases the ball from so high that she's able to really come over the top and get the ball to bounce a little bit more. So straight on this occasion, chance for a run out. Mackenzie makes it safely wide, signaled by the umpire. So another over, we see 5 dots and then a wide. Just easing the pressure off the Jamaicans. Very often, after you've completed 5 deliveries or 4 deliveries, you hear coaches or fielders shouting, close out the over.
Yep.
That's all Erin Dean needed to do.
So I'm taking the outside edge now and running down to third. And excellent running to pick up the second run. And that is going to finish the power play. 6 overs bowled and 33 now for 2. I think it's even Stevens at the moment, Shakira, in terms of, Barbados able to pick up those 2 wickets, and also Jamaica scoring quickly and scoring at a good rate.
Yeah, they are scoring at 5.5. Jamaica, they only require a further 59 from 84 legal deliveries. So it is a good start by Jamaica in terms of the scoring rate. Unfortunately for them, they have lost 2 wickets, which, like you said, evens out things. Had Abigail Bryce been taken in that last over, Barbados would have thought that they were slightly in front. These 2, I think, are going to be key to Jamaica crossing the line. Christiana McKenzie didn't play in that last game, like I said, but she seems intent on scoring. She's looking to turn the strike over. She's running well between the wickets, always alert to singles and twos. And Abigail Bryce is very capable. Just 1 of 7 deliveries. No, Abigail Bryce, but we know what she can do. Herbert Mears into her 3rd over. 1 for 5 so far. Driven nicely, but straight to Erin Dean at mid-off.
Yeah, good work there by the skipper, showing the fielders what they need to do.
Tiani Herbert Mears just needs to pull the length slightly back. Right there. That's it. It's a lot easier when you bowl right up to the bat on this surface. When it's a 2-pace surface, you want to be into the deck. Excellent. She's adjusted well after that half volley sent down 2 balls ago.
Bryce covering the line of those deliveries pretty well, though.
Too full again. This one swept behind square on the leg side, and this could go all the way to the boundary. It's been a while since we've seen a boundary. Abigail Bryce gets 1.
Yeah, it's taken a while for that ball to get to the boundary as well. And that just underscores your point of the outfield. But certainly a good shot, putting away the bad delivery when it's presented. And Herbert Myers, a rare bad delivery from her. Here's a look at it again. It was there to be hit, and it was well put away.
Yeah, I just think she runs out of patience sometimes, Herbert Mears. She wants to get wickets, and in searching for a wicket, sometimes she bowls too full. Keep it into the surface. It's okay if you go for 7 in your 4 overs. Off the outer half of the bat. Work for Bowman to do. Keeps it down to 1. So 5 for Herbert Mears' 3rd over. Score moves up to 38 for 2 at the end of 7.
looks easy for the Jamaicans. 54 from 78. Tell you what, if you're out there, it would be more difficult than it looks. Barbados still has a lot of bowling to come. The weather is quite hot as well. That just adds to how difficult it is at the moment.
Yeah, certainly, and the ball is getting softer as well. And it's a bit more difficult to score off that older, softer ball. Spinners introduced into the attack. It means the batters now have to create more pace for themselves. Like Johnny Cumberbatch replacing Aaron Dean. This one turned nicely behind square. Well fielded by Solange Holford on the boundary.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Using the angle well. And using a feet as well. Just getting inside the line of the delivery. So smart batting.
Yeah, certainly. And manipulating the field very well. Is also got it to the left of the fielder in the circle behind square. And to the right of the fielder on the boundary. Brings to left-handed Mackenzie on strike. There is a deep mid-wicket. Cumberbatch just making sure she's in the exact position. Very close extra cover. Mackenzie attempting to run that one down to the vacant third region. Immediately forces Erin Dean to switch the fielder from short fine over to short third.
We're speaking about Anisha Miller bowling that stump to stump line, and I think there's value in bowling that line, especially on a surface like this, Shakira.
Yeah, certainly. You want to attack the stumps more often than not on any surface, but especially on a surface like this, where the ball is keeping low, the pitch is too paced.
That's more like it.
Certainly, you want to be in the pitch as well, and ask batters to go across the line and play with half of the bat, giving you more opportunities to get a LBW decision or bowl them down. This one way too wide and slapped in front of point. Neil Wood cleans up. 2 runs to end the 8th over. Score moves up to 41 for 2.
Yes, a good going by the Jamaicans, well ahead of where Barbados was at this stage of the innings. It seems as though a drink has been brought out for the players a bit early. As you mentioned, it's quite hot, and since it's quite hot, I think it's a good time to ask you, Shakira, have you been enjoying Trinidad?
Yeah, certainly. I always enjoy Trinidad. It was almost my second home. When I was young, I used to come to Trinidad every single year with my family. But that was, of course, when things were a lot cheaper. So we used to come over here to shop. Things were also a lot safer. So I explored quite a lot back then. Now I find myself stuck in the hotel very often. Yesterday I did get the chance to go to the mall. Spent a lot more money than I would have expected. I actually didn't expect to spend any money on anything other than food in Trinidad. But somehow I was conned into spending money. But yeah, I always enjoy my time in Trinidad. I have a few friends here as well. So it's also always an opportunity for me to catch up with them. New bowler into the attack, Camille Matthew Broom. Starts with a full toss, chance for a catch, and Jamise Morris Allen floors it. Abigail Bryce given another opportunity. Should have been an easy catch.
That was an absolute sitter, and she's disgusted with herself, no doubt about it. Matthew Broom bringing forward a chance very early, immediately. Well, how costly will this be?
It's the second opportunity being given to Abigail Brace. Almost another opportunity. Falling just short of Solange Holford. Remember, Brace was dropped on 1. And no dropped again on 7.
Yeah, that one certainly dropping just short of the fielder at cover. I think it's safe to say Bryce living very dangerously at the moment. But she can certainly count her blessings.
And every time you're given an opportunity, you want to cash in and make the opponents pay. Almost thank them for it. So she should be smiling. Punch nicely off the back foot. Slight misfield. Allows Bryce to cross for a single.
You need to take your chances when you're not having much going for you in a situation. But it's still left to be seen how costly will those chances be and if Barbados can pull things back quickly.
Well, this is likely to be a tight game. It's already cost them 7 runs. Bryce was dropped once on 1. She's 8 already. 7 runs could be a lot in a low scoring game. Deep mid wicket and deep cover on the boundary. Pretty tidy start by Matthew Broom. 3 runs from her first over. Jamaica's 44 for 2 at the end of 9.
Well, Matthew Broom would be disappointed not being able to pick up that wicket of Bryce, having been offered a chance in the very first ball of the over, very first ball that she would have bowled. 13 extras already in the innings. Something, of course, that Barbados would be concerned about, because had 13 extras not been conceded, then that tells me, if I'm good enough at math, that they would have been 31 for 2 at this point, which I think Barbados would have relished.
Yeah, certainly. We've seen lots of extras by both sides. Jamaica sent down a number of wides and no balls as well. So neither team being disciplined enough with ball in hand. Coming back to continue.
Edged away down to third. This could run away for 4. On the outfield, very heavy, as Shakira would have mentioned, and just 2 runs conceded. Again, I still see value in having a slip fielder with a run scoring, not coming as freely. And when you're looking for a wicket as well, I see a slip fielder being valuable. That last delivery would have gone straight into the buckets of a slip fielder.
It's a gamble that Barbados clearly not willing to take. Solid in defense once more, Abigail Brace.
I think you should gamble though, because you almost called it right. That 92 scored 91.
Of Gotten it once already for the day. That may be my quota. This one pulled away behind square and into the boundary. So good work by Abigail Bryce. Loose delivery sent down by Nigel Cumberbatch to end the over. Halfway stage, Jamaica have brought up their 50 for 2 after 10. The players will get a needed drinks break.
Well, 10 overs to go, and just about 42 runs required for Jamaica. And well, some work to do for Barbados as Shakira Selman rejoins me. Good afternoon, Shakira.
Good afternoon again. And you're right, work to do for Barbados. And they would have put themselves in this position primarily by putting down Abigail Bryce on 2 occasions. So far, it's cost them 13 runs. Krishana McKenzie in this game today for Jamaica, and she's batting very well, doing exactly what is required and what we did not see when Barbados were batting. She's really running well between the wickets. I think that has been the standout for me in this inning so far. She's gone on to 10 from 17 deliveries.
Yeah, it's been good batting. Good batting from all of the batters who have come out there for Jamaica. And they've realized that they need to cash in on the bad deliveries. They need to put pressure on the fielders. They're showing that intent. They're trying to do so.
This one swung away well in front of square on the leg side. The outfield is very thick, so it may be a chance for the fielder to get around In fact, she does. Tiani Herbert mirrors. Good slog sweep from Krishana McKenzie, pulling out all of the stalks, McKenzie.
Yeah, getting it exactly where she wanted it to go, in the direction that she wanted it to go.
She's solid in defense to this delivery that is bowled a lot straighter. That one was outside the Austin, allowed her to free her hands. Good parry by Solange Holford, who was in very close at extra cover. Docked to end the 11th. Jamaica 54 for 2.
Maybe a message out to the Jamaicans to continue and keep that momentum up. Just lift it a bit if they can. And Bryce has been there for 24 deliveries actually. 21 deliveries faced by Mackenzie. So definitely they would have already gotten acquainted with the bounce the surface is offering. Barbados just needs to make it a bit difficult here for the Jamaicans. Apply some pressure. Cumberbatch is back.
Other than running well between the wickets, Jamaica has done better at capitalizing on loose deliveries. Should have been an easy single.
Yeah, there's Unhappy on that occasion. And there's Bryce, sorry. Need to build some dot deliveries up.
Yeah, Jamaica just needing 38 more runs to win this game. 8 wickets in hand, of course. These two are definitely going to be key. Monica Reed to come. She has played an important knock already for this Jamaica side. Can Johnny Cumberbatch close out the over? Sure, and slapped back past the bowler. She should have done better, Najani Cumberbatch, but it results in 4 runs to Abigail Bryce. 4 runs to end the 12th over. Score moves up to 58 for 2.
Yeah, so getting the odd boundary, and that would help. That would help the situation very well. So they continue to pile on the runs here, Jamaica. At the moment, Trinidad and Tobago 1 run away from victory at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy at 1 point, chasing 61, sorry. They were 59 for 1, 60 for 3. Selena Ross picking up the last 2 wickets in a third over of a spell.
Certainly, you would think Trinidad and Tobago still have enough time to find that 1 run before they lose another 7 wickets. Cricket is the game of glorious uncertainties, though.
Good to see a fight though from Windward Islands. Still, but Samara Ramnath yet again in the run. She's on 28.
Trinidad and Tobago would have picked up extra bonus points in that game once more. Kassar start with the ball, 3 for 13. Just remember, 0.2 bonus points for wickets taken by pacers or wrist spinners, left or right-handers. Kassar getting 3 wickets again, following up a 3 for here at UWISPET. Good bit of cricket by Mackenzie and Abigail Bryce, putting pressure on the fielders in the circle.
I think with this point system in place as well, uh, points for wickets taken by wrist spinners and seamers, I think I would have asked a question in the first innings in terms of whether or not as a captain you'd be reserved if a team is scoring slowly or whether you would want to continue to pick up wickets. I think that answers the question. You want to pick up wickets because there are points in place, a no ball signal.
Yeah, no ball because of how many times that ball bounced before it carried through past the batter. It's only allowed to bounce once before it gets into the batter. So free hit being signaled by the umpire. Cannot change the field as the same batter is on straight. Uses her feet. Bryce cannot make contact, so a dot delivery to follow up.
Speaking about that, especially, I remember at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex 2 days ago, the batter was dismissed. She was bowled with the ball bouncing twice. However, the second bounce came after it passed the batter, and hence she was given out.
61 for 2 now for Jamaica. Final delivery of the 13th over. And good running once again. Barbados has to find a way to stop these singles in the circle. That's the reason the fielders are positioned in the circle to save singles. Single to end the 13th. 62 for 2, Jamaica.
And looking at that game at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex at the moment, Leeward Islands, they're 46 for 6, chasing 94 for victory against Guyana. And Trisha Hardat for Guyana, again in the wickets, 2 for 5 in 3 overs. She's right up there, I'm sure, in the leading wicket takers for the tournament. I think she has the best figures as well for the tournament, 4 for 12.
I actually think Erin Dean got 4 for 5 in that last game for Barbados, if I'm not mistaken. And as we say, that is a catch for the same Erin Dean who we are talking about, and she takes it quite easily. Krishana McKenzie falls to the bowling of Nigel Cumberbatch for a well-played 14.
Yeah, again, not being able to put away the bad delivery was a full toss. And in the end, finding the skipper safe pair of hands.
Yeah, just got under it a lot more than she intended. Her hands seemed to get a little bit trapped. Couldn't get the hands through the ball. Ended up spooning an easy catch for Captain Erin Dean at mid-on. Could be a crucial breakthrough by Nigel Cumberbatch. Brings a new batter to the crease now to join Abigail Bryce.
Yeah, slicing that delivery more than anything.
New batter looks like Sashane Ricketts, who will join her vice captain, who's going very nicely after being given 2 opportunities. Right-handed Ricketts replacing the left-handed Krishana McKenzie. It'll be interesting to see if these two can continue to put pressure on the fielders and run well between the wickets. That has been working for this Jamaica team so far.
It wasn't used with the ball today, Ricketts, but she has a job to do with the bat. Oh, no wide signals. Paul just maybe taking something on the way through to the wicket keeper.
Yeah, certainly looked as though it brushed the front pad of Ricketts before going through to wicketkeeper Colin Moore. Playing around the pad on that occasion, Ricketts, but makes contact, gets it behind square to get off the mark.
Yeah, what I like about the approach of the Jamaican batters is that they didn't allow themselves to be put under pressure.
This one nicely played by Abigail Bryce, doing exactly what is required. She's continuing to take over the strike. She's playing that one very easily as well. Gets across the off stump and turns it behind square.
And it's amazing as well how sometimes when you're batting out there and a simple single releases some pressure on you as a batter.
Yeah, certainly you want to get to the next end. So that as Nijani Kamabach finishes her spell with a dot. 4 overs, 1 for 15. Nijani Kamabach, Jamaica women 64 for 3 at the end of 14.
So, 6 overs to go. I think we still have a game on our hands here.
Certainly that required rate is slowly creeping up towards 5. 4.6 required now. 28 runs required from the last 6 overs. Means Jamaica have 36 legal deliveries to score 28 runs. 7 wickets in hand. They will think they're still slightly ahead, especially as long as Bryce remains at the crease. Barbados will know they need to build some dots and perhaps get the prize wicket of Abigail Bryce. With that, they bring back the bowler who struck first, Tiani Herbert Mears. A second, in fact, it was Solange Holford to take the first wicket.
Yeah, certainly the eyes would be on Bryce and would want to pick that wicket. It's an important scalp. Bringing back who I think would have been their best bowler this afternoon, Hubert Myers.
Yeah, certainly a gamble by Captain Erin Dean, but it's because she knows this is the time to get a wicket.
And if she doesn't get a wicket, on the other hand, she can serve up a couple dot deliveries as well.
Certainly, and send that scoring rate right up. It is now beyond 5. Oh no, and it's a no ball. Another no ball by a spinner today. This time, perhaps a front for no ball. It will be a free hit.
Spoiling the over just a bit. Maybe striding for a bit too much there.
Tries to swing this one through the leg side. Falls into the off. Results in just a single.
The head was in the air there from Bryce.
Yeah, I think she was looking beyond the boundaries down at Cole corner. Brings the wickets into straight. Low appeal by
It looked to be leg bites.
thought so initially, but he didn't signal. Standing umpire. Through the keeper once more. They cross for a run. So Jamaica have done a job there. They've stopped Tiani Herbert Mears from getting a wicket. I think that was important. Didn't result in too many runs, but they haven't lost another wicket. Jamaica move up to 68 for 3 at the end of 15.
So at the moment, Barbados looking to pick up a wicket, looking to break this partnership. We don't want this partnership to blossom for the Jamaicans, because if it does, it could take them right towards victory, and Barbados would know that. Erin Dean looks to be coming back into the attack. Yes.
Yeah, replacing the Johnny Kamabach. who's completed her quota. Erin Dean has bowled 2 overs for 7 runs so far. And if she can continue being this economical, it means she too has the opportunity to send the scoring rate up. It's only going at 3.5 and over. Erin Dean. The job here for any bowler that is introduced into the attack is to go at less than the required rate. If you go at less than the required rate, then it goes up. Starts with a dot.
Yeah, that's an excellent start there from Dean, and exactly what the doctor would have ordered for her and for her team. And that's the said stump to stump line that we are speaking about.
Certainly, it's the line that has trouble batters all day. There's no need to vary away from that. So what's working? This one tossed up, and she obliges Abigail Brace. Hits it all the way for a maximum. First maximum I've seen all my time commentating here at You Respect. A wonderful hit by Abigail Brace.
Yeah, definitely. It's well pitched up and absolutely thumped. It went all the way for 6, and had the boundary been back to where normally would have been Shakira, it would have still been 6.
Yes, certainly a lusty blow by Abigail Brace, showing that she's capable of hitting maximums as well. It's the fullest delivery of this over so far, and she takes full advantage of it. Rate gone right back down to 4. So exactly what the doctor ordered for Jamaica, not what Erin Dean would have been hoping for. Well, punch off the back foot. She does look to be an organized player, Abigail Brace. You know, she was a part of that Jamaica senior team as well. Another player with experience. Well tossed up again. Loud appeal, but heading down with leg side. So dot to end the over. Just 6 from it. That maximum hit off the third ball of the over. 74 for 3 after 16.
Yeah, very unfortunate that she conceded that 6. But for Bryce, on the other hand, though, having struck that 6, she would have already been above the amount of runs needed per over. So she had that comfort to just play out the over.
Yeah, certainly they required only around 4.5 or a bit more and over at that stage. So after hitting that 6, she had the luxury to see off the remaining deliveries from Erin Dean. Doesn't want to let it get too close though.
Yep.
18 required from 24 deliveries. It looks like Nia Wood will be coming back into the attack. Just bowled the solitary over at the start of this innings. Nia Wood cost her 9 runs. Remember, she started off with a no ball. She was good with the ball last game for this Barbados side. Got 2 for 8 in that game. Erin Dean going to one of her experienced bowlers as well. Nia Wood has been a part of the West Indies camps recently. Captain Erin Dean calling on all the experience in this Barbados lineup. It was Tiani Herbert Mears, it was herself, and now it's Nia Wood. All players who've been a part of the West Indies camps in recent times.
Keep her up to the stumps now for Wood.
And what Wood is doing here now is she's just trying to put the ball into the areas. And she's not bowling with any real energy. And I think she's being extra cautious. Just wanting to put it right there in line with the stumps. Not wanting to overstride. Not wanting to bowl any extras whatsoever.
I'm sure that's what a captain would have told her. Just keep it simple.
Good take by wicketkeeper Decoria Collymore, standing up to the medium pacer.
I think she's done well, Collymore, with the gloves in hand. Didn't see too much blemish from her.
Room on offer comes off the outer half of the bat. Alicia Bowman does well though, running around from backward point. She's able to keep it down to 1. Importantly, it brings Bryce on strike.
And with Wood not going too close to the stump, she's bowling a bit wide of the crease and angling the ball in to the right-handers. I thought that the third fielder could have been a bit straighter. That short third fielder.
There is a deep fine leg and a deep backward square. Importantly, no one outside the circle in front of the bat on the leg side. Very good cricket by Abigail Bryce, just turning that one in front of square on the leg side. Completely reading the field. Abigail Bryce. She seems to be staying calm as well.
Yeah, they would know that they don't need to try too much here in Jamaica. They as well just need to keep it simple.
Wide again. This time slap, but slight misfield allows the batter to cross for a single. The Achilles of Barbados all day. They've been misfielding so much. End of the 17th over. Jamaica move up to 77 for 3.
That won't help the cause at all for Barbados. And, I think Jamaica just needs to continue doing what they're doing. 15 from 18. Can't count Barbados out just yet. Cricket, funny game, of course. It's not over until it's over.
.15 runs required from 18 deliveries. So it's getting close now. Jamaica may need to do more than they have been doing all day. Required rate creeping up to 5. Camilla Matthew Broom replaces her captain Erin Dean. What Matthew Broom has to do now is make sure that she doesn't go for more than 5 and over. Matter of fact, she wants to go for 4 or less.
Or less, yep.
That's not the start that is required.
Feel that deep backward square leg. You can't afford to set fields for a bad delivery anyway.
Just getting some advice from her captain, Erin Dean.
I think from Dean's action with her hands there, I think she's just telling her to just calm down and settle a bit. Chance for a run out.
Late call. And she makes it quite easily. Should have been a run out. It was a very late call for that single. Maybe Bryce deciding to run because of who the fielder was behind square on the leg side. Pulls this one firmly, and again it's a misfield at sharp mid wicket by Solange Holford.
Yeah, the ball was there to be hit too short on a couple occasions in this over from Matthew Broom. She'll be finishing up a spell here. She doesn't want to give away too much, as we said.
Another quick single. In fact, it's an easy single as it goes all the way down to Nigel Cumberbatch coming off the long on boundary. The fielding has really let this Barbados side down. Other than dropping catches, they've been sloppy with their ground fielding as well. Another misfield by Solange Holford. A chance for a run out though. Can she run out Ricketts? No, she cannot. So she misfielded that one initially, and then she took forever to recover and get the ball. Seeing it was still her ball and it was still in play, allows the Jamaicans to cross for 2 runs.
Yeah, taking about 4 steps before she threw the ball as well.
Another no ball sent down by Camille Matthew Broom by virtue of the ball bouncing more than once also. So it is a free hit. And importantly for this Jamaica side, Abigail Bryce is on strike.
So again, not being able to close the over out well.
Wide delivery. So another chance at a free hit for Abigail Bryce. It's all about composure at this stage. Holding your nerve. Freeze the levers. Bryce, but good fielding on the boundary by Nijani Kamabach.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get past Cumberbatch easily, as 18 overs have been completed. 86 for 3. Just about 6 runs required again for Jamaica victory. Barbados still looking to limit the Jamaicans under that 91 that they would have scored. They're still fighting though with that score.
Yeah, certainly, but they haven't been able to get past Abigail Bryce. She did offer them 2 opportunities, which they did not take. It's cost the Barbados side 31 runs in a low-scoring affair. Dropped on 1 and then dropped on 8. She's made the most of it, Abigail Bryce. Remember, she scored 25 the last time she was here at UESPET. Now she's 32. Nia Wood for the penultimate over.
Well, it would take a special effort from here for Barbados to get one over the Jamaicans.
Certainly. They'll be hoping that Nia Wood doesn't go for more than 2 in this over if she isn't able to come up with a wicket and leave 4 runs to defend in the last over. And who knows, anything can happen.
Yep.
4 runs from 6 balls.
Well, she started well in an effort to do so.
A good take by Colin Moore standing up to the stumps. This one swung away in front of square on the leg side. There's no field out there, so it will go all the way over the boundary ropes. So 4 runs means that Jamaica only require a further 2 for victory.
Yeah, excellent batting there from Abigail Bryce, and her good showing continues today. Well, I would like to say it's a match-winning knock thus far, but let's see. Again, she was living dangerously at the start of her innings. She took her chance as well, and she made Barbados pay.
Yeah, certainly. Like I said before, Barbados can only blame themselves. Putting down Bryce on 2 occasions.
Two more deliveries remaining in this over.
Beautiful toss, and this one hit over the head of the fielders in the circle on the offside and all the way into the boundary. So Abigail Bryce finishing the game in style. 2 boundaries in the over, sees Jamaica over the line, and they have their first win.
Yeah, playing this one perfectly, the Jamaicans, and we were speaking about playing the game in 3 phases, and that's what we saw from the Jamaicans, albeit chasing 92 for victory and coming out on top comprehensively in the end with 7 wickets to spare. So definitely Jamaica winning against Barbados, a much needed victory for them, and Barbados, well, they're yet to win one.
Yeah, certainly, and kudos must be given to Abigail Bryce in particular. She saw the innings through after the loss of her captain, John L. Deers. Given 2 opportunities, 2 lives, and she made the most of them, got to 40 not out. So very good innings by Abigail Bryce, got her team over the line. First win for this Jamaica side in this year's under 19 Rising Stars Women's Championship here in Trinidad and Tobago. Barbados then will be sitting at the bottom of the table.